Despite lockdowns and border closures, millions were forced to flee for their lives during a global pandemic in the face of war, persecution, and human rights abuses.
In a year of COVID, in a year in which movement was practically impossible for most of us, we were locked down, confined, blocked, 3 million more people have been forcibly displaced. This proves, unfortunately, the tremendously negative power of war and violence.
According to an annual report from the United Nations Refugee Agency, the number of people uprooted from their homes has risen to a record 82.4 million. That means 1 in 95 people worldwide is now displaced.
You have new flashpoints emerging, northern Mozambique, many places in the Sahel region of West Africa, northern Ethiopia, Tigray. All of these relatively new situations have produced more displacement.
The number of people unsettled inside their own countries made up most of the world's forcibly displaced population. The report reads, measures implemented by governments to limit the spread of COVID-19 made it considerably harder for people fleeing war and persecution to reach safety. More than 2/3 of those displaced abroad came from just 5 countries, including Syria, where the civil war, now in its 10th year, has forcibly displaced more than half of its population. The UN says it also expects further displacement of civilians in Afghanistan after U.S. and international troops leave the country by September.
Old conflicts don't get resolved. Think of Afghanistan, think of Somalia. They even have ups and downs where they flare up again. We're very worried about what's going to happen in Afghanistan in the next few months.
The report found just 34,400 refugees were resettled in 2020, 1/3 of the previous year, noting it is only a matter of time before the number of displaced people globally tops 100 million. But there are a couple of encouraging signs, including Washington's commitment to take in more resettled refugees and Colombia's decision to grant temporary protection status to more than 1 million Venezuelans.
We must make the system more effective. Otherwise, abuses will happen, numbers will skyrocket.
Caryn Ceolin, CityNews.